call the regular village board meeting for June 3rd to order at 6 p.m. Please rise and welcome Troop 90 to post the colors.
Color guard attention. Color guard forward march. Color guard halt. Please place the flags. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color guard reform. About face. Color guard forward march. Color guard dismissed.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks,
And quick roll call, please.
Trustee Howe.
Here.
Trustee Shaw.
Here.
Trustee Strauss. Here. Trustee Stein.
Here.
Trustee Gary.
Here.
Trustee Brown, absent.
Good.
Yep.
Welcome, everyone. First item is a proclamation, National Pollinator Week. Whereas Wauconda is home to many native wildlife and pollinator species, such as birds, bees, and insects, which keep our environment healthy and biodiverse. And whereas Wauconda recognizes that human health ultimately depends on well-functioning ecosystem, and that biodiverse regions can better support food production, healthy soil, and air quality, and can foster healthy connections between humans and wildlife. And whereas Wauconda is working to build a healthy, sustainable, and wildlife-friendly community that brings many benefits of nature to all corners of our community. And whereas pollinators play an important role in maintaining a healthy ecosystem, local plant species, wildlife, and urban agriculture all depend on pollinator from bees, butterflies, and other insects. And whereas in urban communities, pollinators play a crucial role in maintaining sustainable urban agriculture and local community gardens. And whereas pollinator species are in decline due to habitat loss and the use of pesticides, causing species like the monarch butterfly to decline significantly in the past 25 years. And whereas National Pollinator Week is a national initiative that offers opportunities to individuals and communities to help restore native habitat, support local pollinator species, and whereas we'll continue to support local, state, and national efforts that protect, restore, and conserve habitat for pollinators, as well as foster a greater connection between residents and wildlife. Now, therefore, it is said that I, Jeffrey Sodi, Mayor of the Village of Wauconda, do hereby proclaim the week of June 16th as Pollinator Week in Wauconda and encourage all residents to participate in community activities that support and celebrate pollinator protection. You'll be happy to know that the Wauconda Garden Club, along with the assistance of Public Works, will be putting a pollinator garden right here at Village Hall on the north side of the building. I think work has kind of started already, hasn't it? Yeah. So that's coming soon. So thank you, guys. Next item is public comment. You will have 3 minutes to speak. No action will be taken. Mr. Hook? Oh? Yeah, Mr. Hawk? Oh, you're good? Yep. John Floyd.
Good evening, Mayor and trustees. My name is John Floyd, and I'm a longtime property owner in Wauconda. I'm here to voice my concerns regarding the proposed short-term regulations. I have 3 key points I'd like to address. 1, the arbitrary residency requirements. The proposed regulation requiring owners or managers of short-term rentals to live within 30 miles of the property is arbitrary, unnecessary, and frankly overreaching. Since when is it the role of the local government to dictate how far a business owner must live from their business? This is not how you support small businesses. It's how you stifle them. If the village board truly stands for business growth and opportunity, it should not be micromanaging where business owners choose to live. Second point, excessive taxation. You are proposing a 5% gross tax on short-term rentals. Let me repeat that. Gross, not net tax. That means business owners will be taxed on revenue before expenses, resulting in an effective tax rate that can easily reach 15 to 30% of the actual net income. How can a board claim to support local business while actively pushing the hardest possible tax on a legal revenue-generating service? This is not pro-business policy. It's punitive. Third point, selective enforcement and intimidation. I've owned my property in Wauconda for 14 years. For 13 and a half of those years, I had a spotless record, no violations. Then, following a request from the Economic Development Commission for an inspection, I was cited for something as minor as 2 missing screws in my downspout. Here is a picture of those 2 screws in my downspout. And this is what I got cited for. In the citation, it states if it's not fixed, they can threaten or close down my business. Let me be clear, this citation didn't just happen. It came directly after raising concerns about these proposed regulations. When I brought this to the attention of the mayor and the EDC, nothing was done. Let's be honest, this isn't regulation, it's retaliation. The EDC exists to promote business, not intimidate those who speak out. Their actions and inaction speak louder than any mission statement. This board has a choice. You can stand by your words and support businesses that invest in this community, or you can send a message that Wauconda is a place where entrepreneurs are micromanaged, overtaxed, and intimidated. I urge you, do the right thing, remove the residency requirement, remove the excessive tax, and stop using code enforcement as a weapon against lawful businesses. Thank you.
Thank you. Marty McAlpin.
Good evening, Mayor, Village Council. I appreciate the time. My name is Marty McAlpin. I'm representing Prairie State Gaming, video gaming terminal operator here in Illinois, representing the Phillips 66 over on Rand Road. Just here tonight, I happen to take a look at the agenda item for regulating video gaming cafes, something that, as the mayor would also point out, that I've been supportive of the village doing, as something that should be within the right of the village of Wauconda and regulating how gaming is in their town and making sure it's done the right way. So I'm not here to challenge the merits of doing that, but rather simply just trying to confirm some problematic nature in the current language. I know that there was a moratorium previously, and that those that had approached the village for potential permissibility to apply for gaming and get licensed was on hold until that moratorium came through. We had approached the village previously, months and months back, on this and pointed out that we are not a video gaming cafe, the Phillips 66 that is. Don't intend to be one. However, the language in here, in my analysis of it, would be problematic and would probably rope them under those jurisdictions. This is a business that's been in town for some years now, and they are providing gas, they are providing goods and services to the village of Wauconda. They have been seeking an on-premise license, not for the purpose of having alcohol be available for people to consume there regularly, but for a benchmark to get gaming per state law. It's not about people coming into the establishment drinking. It's about trying to get additional ancillary revenue so that business can continue to thrive and serve the village of Wauconda. So this ordinance in front of us really limits their ability to apply for gaming after it's passed. And we're just here to clarify that and clarify that we would still have the permissibility to go ahead and apply and not be considered a video gaming cafe based on that criteria. So we'd appreciate, after the meeting at some point, if we could sync up on that. We have some potential amendments that would hopefully, we're not asking for approval tonight, just the ability to apply. So we don't want to be, roped into that definition of the video gaming cafe, if that makes sense.
Perfect, thank you. And next, Sue Heinen.
Thank you, Mayor. Ladies and gentlemen of the board, I'm here tonight because I'm a very concerned resident. I live in Oak Grove, and on holidays lately and on Saturdays, we hear gunfire. And planned to live here when I bought my first home on Brown Street at 26 years of age. We built our home in Oak Grove, planning for a one-story, and in the last 8 years, this has gotten progressively worse. And people think I'm nuts for living there. I'm proud of this town. I'm proud to be a resident. We pay our way, we try to help as much as we can, but I need help, okay? My last proposal was to use the 2 pines that are about 22, 23 years old in my yard and try to move them into the rear of the lot with somewhat of a berm to help with maybe, distracting from that noise, okay? And, I can't do it at my expense totally, and I've asked for the village to help, because all the answers I get is, well, that's unincorporated behind you. And you know what? I live in incorporated, pay taxes to be here. And I need help. I need to help get this done. It's a trigger for my migraines. It's affecting my health. It upsets my dog, who I cherish. And that's all I'm asking for. Let's get somebody that knows how to transplant, and let's try it. And it's not something I can do on my own. We have an underground watering system, so anything being dug up would just have to be repaired at that point. So I'm asking, Mayor, ladies and gentlemen of the board, we need some help financing this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, please read consent agenda.
Item A, excuse me, approval of the minutes from the May 20th, 2025 regular village board meeting. Item B, approval of the minutes from the May 23rd, 2025 special village board meeting. Item C, approval of the bills for payment from May 10th to May 23rd, 2025 in the amount of $768,490.96. Item D, consideration and approval of an ordinance approving annexation agreement on the joint petition of Victor Kolanko and Alexandra Kopania for the property located at 26609 North Illinois Route 59. Item E, consideration and approval of an ordinance annexing territory of the joint petition of Victor Kolanko and Alexandra Kopania for the property located at 26609 North Illinois Route 59. And item F, consideration and approval of an ordinance rezoning territory from residential to general business zoning district and granting conditional use permit for a landscape contractor storage shed. And item G, consideration and approval of a resolution approving an easement agreement for the installation and maintenance of drainage and utilities for Hubbard Court.
Thank you. Any items to be moved or removed on consent agenda? Hearing none, I get a motion and a second to approve consideration of the consent agenda by unanimous vote.
I make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Howe?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
And Trustee Gary?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion does carry. Any questions regarding any of the items on consent agenda? Hearing none, I'm going to ask for a motion first. A motion is second to approve items A through G on the consent agenda by unanimous vote, but note there was a typo on the posted agenda that said items A through D. But as you can see, we have items A through G. So moved.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Trustee Howe?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
And Trustee Gary?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion does carry. On to new business. Item A, consideration and approval of an ordinance amending chapters 119 and 122 of the Wauconda Village Code concerning video gaming cafes and licensed video gaming regulations. Administrator Mattson.
Thank you, Mayor. So, in late 2024, the village approved a 6-month moratorium on new video gaming terminal permits, which provided staff and the village attorney time to draft an ordinance amending the village codes for consideration by the village board for video gaming. The action was in response to a couple of new video gaming cafe applications. An Economic Development Commission recommendation to the village board to provide more clear direction on the willingness to allow video gaming cafes. So this ordinance contains the following: a definition for video gaming cafes that clarify a video gaming cafe is an establishment whose primary or major focus is to operate gaming terminals with the service of alcohol and food incidental to the operation of video gaming. It includes factors which could be determined or which could be used in determining whether an establishment then meets that video gaming cafe definition. It prohibits the issuance of liquor licenses for new video gaming cafes, and a rule that any establishment must be operating under a liquor license for 6 months before becoming eligible for video gaming.
Thank you. Any questions?
I brought this up to Allison. Unfortunately, sorry it was so late yesterday. I get that there's obviously some things about video gaming here and there on that. I do have a thing about the rule about the establishment, any establishment operating for 6 months before becoming eligible for video gaming. I do know a lot of business owners who run restaurants and other establishments that serve food. And in the state of Illinois, it is becoming very hard unless you have a lot of upfront cash when you go to a bank to get a loan if you do not say you're going to have video gaming from the start. I think that's going to very much deter businesses from coming to Wauconda if that is something that we're going to have for all establishments, not just video gaming. So personally, I think that's going to be a bad move if that is something we're going to put forth for all restaurants, diners, anything. It might become very hard for businesses to open up in Wauconda if that is something we put forth. So that is something I'm just putting out there.
Any further questions, concerns?
If we, in discussions and listening to some of the issues, are we allowed to request that we take new business off for now?
Yes.
Yeah, we can postpone it to another meeting.
Yeah.
Make a motion to table.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to table that.
Postpone.
Postpone, sorry. Because we should, I'm kind of agreeing with Trustee Strauss here. I think we should take a look at that. Because that is very restrictive.
Right. Then they get a motion and a second to postpone item A under new business.
So moved. When do you want to postpone it to?
Next meeting, is that okay?
Next meeting's fine.
So I'd like to review that.
Next
Maybe we
board
could.
meeting. So
Made
motion
the
and
motion, so Tom made the motion.
second.
Thank you.
And the motion is to postpone item A under new business until the next village board meeting. Roll call, please.
Trustee Howe?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
Trustee Gary?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion does carry to be postponed to the next board meeting. Item B under new business, consideration and approval of an ordinance amending the Wauconda Village Code concerning short and long-term rentals. Administrator Mattson.
Thank you, Mayor. For several months in December, January, and February, the Economic Development Commission discussed relaxing the village code prohibition on short-term rentals within the village. They ultimately recommended creating a business license program to allow short-term rentals to operate in Wauconda. So this ordinance would amend the village code with some regulations for the business license program. Just a couple of key points that I wanted to point out. That a business license would be required. The annual fee would be $200, and the application fee would be $135. The applicant must be the owner of the property. If there's an HOA that has some regulations regarding rentals of property, then the applicant would need to get HOA approval first before we process the business license. It includes a requirement that the applicant and the property carry liability insurance. It'd be available for an annual inspection in exigent circumstances. And finally, that an owner or a manager be located within 30 miles during the rental period.
Thank you. Any questions?
Allison, if I recall reading it, we're waiving the application fee if they're already registered as a rental property.
Correct. Correct.
Any further questions? Hearing none, may I get a motion and a second to approve item B under new business?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Howe?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
And Trustee Garrett?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion does carry. On to item C, consideration and approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 110 of the Village Code adopting a hotel or motel use tax. Administrator Mattson.
Thank you, Mayor. So as a non-home rule community, we are able to implement a hotel-motel tax under state law of up to 5%. It can only be used for the promotion of tourism and overnight visits. So during the discussion, the Economic Development Commission discussed the hotel-motel tax as well. We've drafted an ordinance that would put that into place, and it would apply to short-term rentals, as well as if we ever have a hotel here, it would also apply to them. The tax would apply to any hotels in Wauconda. The impact on a $200 per night rental is $10 per night. Typically, those are assessed on top of the rate paid by the renter.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, may I get a motion and a second to approve item C under new business?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Howe?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
And Trustee Garrett?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion does carry. On to the mayor's report. So we had another spectacular Memorial Day parade and ceremony. I'd like to thank the American Legion, Public Works, Police and Fire Departments, the Memorial Day Committee, and all who volunteered for this event, especially Ryan Jacobson for his commitment to the event in our village. This was his last event, as he will be moving to northern Wisconsin to continue his efforts. The event is a daunting task, and thank you all for your efforts. They do not go unnoticed. I would like to recognize the following staff members on their June work anniversary. Jake Mann, 29 years.
Mercy.
You didn't look a day over 21. Peter Bognac, 26 years. Bart Romero, 24 years. Heather Cognac, 23 years. Donna Baisley, 21 years. Sherry Davies, 13 years. Manuel Hernandez, 7 years. Peter McDermott, 7 years. Maureen Doolin, 4 years. And Paul Milek at 2 years. They all started in June. This week, Friday, we are having the Bangs Lake Outfall and Shoreline Stabilization Project groundbreaking at Bill's Beach, weather permitting. If it is raining, we're going to have it at Lindy's. This was made possible with a grant from the Lake County Stormwater Commission, and I believe it's one of the largest grants the village has received to date. I would like to thank the Lake County Board, Stormwater Management Commission, our federal state representatives that pursue this type of funding and keep it going for us. In August, we'll be here before you know it, so get your community service award nominations in. That's all I have on the trustee comments and committee reports. Trustee Howe.
I have nothing, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Trustee Shaw.
Mr. Mayor, just want to remind everybody, cruise night, first one coming up June 17th, 5 to 8. So we're going to have 3 this year on the third Tuesday of June, July, and August.
Thank you. Trustee Strauss.
I want to remind everyone that the Wauconda Women's Club is putting on a Tunes and Tribute for Karen Malik at Main Street Outfitters on Wednesday, July 9th. You can go to their Facebook page for information about that. And also, the American Legion is looking for volunteers for the Wauconda Fest. If anybody can help out with that, you can also go to the American Legion Facebook page for that. That is all I have.
Thank you. Trustee Stein?
No comments.
Trustee Gary?
Nothing.
Excellent. Then making a motion and a second to go into executive session for Illinois compiled statute 120-2-C-1, 120-2-C-11, and adjourn directly from executive session.
Anybody want a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Dave.
Second.
Trustee Strauss, second?
Was it you, the
Yeah.
motion?
Okay.
Thank you.
Trustee Stein and Trustee Strauss. Roll call, please.
Sure, it's Trustee Howell.
Yes.
Trustee Shaw.
Yes.
Trustee Strauss.
Yes.
Trustee Stein.
Yes.
And Trustee Gary.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries at 6:26. We'll go back to the boardroom.